And then there were two.
I'm very, very happy to see how the candidates were prepared this evening.
Caplin News brings you the big moments from the Miami Mayoral Forum. Operation Southern Spear.
My message is, yes, peace.
The Trump administration ups its pressure on Venezuela after killing 80 off its coast. And need some Saturday plans?
I think a lot of it is just learning about the history.
Maybe try a railroad museum located in West Miami-Dade. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Anthony Cruz.
And I'm Nicolette Esper. Today's Friday, November 14th, 2025.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
The final two candidates for Miami mayor meeting face-to-face at a forum. With no winner found in the November general election, the city of Miami will hold a runoff vote to find a mayor-elect.
And Caplin's Cassie Martinez has more on the candidates making their final push.
The League of Women Voters held a Miami mayoral runoff forum where people presented their questions and they answered the residents directly. This is their final push as both of them failed to get 50% in the general election. The two candidates vying to become Miami's next mayor, County Commissioner Eileen Higgins and former city manager Emilio Gonzalez, took the stage for their final joint appearance before the runoff. Because no one reached the 50% majority needed to win outright in November, voters will return to the polls to decide the city's next leader. County Commissioner Eileen Higgins led the first round vote with roughly 36% of ballots cast. A former engineer and Peace Corps director, she's emphasizing affordable housing, climate resilience, and government transparency.
1 out of every 2 people in this county say they can't afford to live here and they're considering moving out. I find that highly concerning. Emilio Gonzalez, a former city manager and U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services director, came in second with about 19% of the vote. Backed by high-profile Republican endorsements, he is running on a platform of fiscal discipline, smaller government, and tax relief.
We're not going to tell them how to vote or for who to vote for, but you can make your own decision.
The runoff reflects broader political shifts in Florida and in Miami itself. The city hasn't required a mayoral runoff since 2001, and the low turnout in the first round, just over 20% of registered voters, raised questions about engagement in this pivotal election. The City of Miami mayoral runoff election will be on December 9th, where people can pass their ballots and see who will be serving the City of Miami for the next 4 years. Reporting from Miami, Cassie Martinez, Caplin News.
Well, after 44 days, the government shutdown has finally come to an end. But with that, flight delays and cancellations will linger as air traffic controllers slowly return back to work. So travel delays may also persist as the country gets back to normal. As CNN's Sherelle Hubbard reports, workers who haven't received a paycheck in weeks will still have to wait for back pay.
Travelers, hold on to your hats. The reopening of the government means more services are gearing up to fully come back with the return of furloughed federal employees. Essential federal workers like TSA agents and air traffic controllers have remained on the job, but with staffing issues and without paychecks. Flight delays and cancellations are expected to linger as air traffic control facilities staff back up.
It's going to take a long time. The problem is that the cascading effect that has occurred during the government shutdown is going to just kind of build on top of itself.
The federal government is open once again after President Donald Trump signed a stopgap funding bill into law late Wednesday. But Thursday, nearly 1,000 flights were canceled due to those staffing issues, FAA mandated cuts to keep the airspace safe, and other unrelated reasons. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem handed out what she said were $10,000 bonus checks to nearly 24 TSA workers at George Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston for what she called exemplary service through the shutdown.
For stepping up, taking on extra shifts, for showing up each and every day.
Still, air traffic controller staffing problems were reported at Federal Aviation Administration facilities Thursday. While it remains unclear when regular operations will resume, travelers seem thankful relief is en route.
I'm really happy about that for the people that are traveling for the holidays. At least that takes it off their plate.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
And foreign tensions intensify this morning as the U.S. sends more ships near Latin America while Venezuela pushes for the mobilization of a military process. Venezuelans gathered up in a pro-Maduro rally yesterday in response to the largest U.S. military presence in the region since 1989. Amidst the rally, President Maduro sent a message to the United States.
To unite for the peace of the continent. No more endless wars. No more unjust wars. No more Libya. No more Afghanistan.
Now, the U.S. claims these actions are a show of power to fight alleged drug trafficking, but Venezuelan officials believe they are attempting to topple Maduro.
Convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell remains behind bars, but has been given improved treatment in prison. She's being held at a minimum security facility near Houston, and sources say some of Maxwell's privileges include access to unlimited toilet paper, being able to largely isolate herself from other inmates, and having meals delivered right to her cell. A Trump administration official says these measures are necessary for ensuring Maxwell's safety.
And the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, says he will speed up a vote on the Epstein files to next week. And as you can see by the friendship statue being back in D.C., the Epstein story is still at the forefront. This is after 218 members signed a discharge petition, which can force a vote on the House floor even if leadership doesn't want to put it up. The Trump administration tried to pressure members to take their names off the list, including an unprecedented meeting with one in the Situation Room. Even if this passes the House, as some Republicans signal they might vote for it, Senate leadership says it will not take it up. But some lawmakers are saying pressure might make them have to if it passes. Listen to Senator John Kennedy.
I think some Republicans will, some Republicans won't. But I just don't think the issue is going to go away until it's addressed by Ms. Bondi, to whom the president has assigned the problem.
The bill to release the files would still have to be signed by President Donald Trump into law.
Well, it's an exciting time during the season, as the first Saturday in December is just a few weeks away. That means one thing for South Florida, that there's free admission at a local attraction. Caplin's Michael Lugo Bonet takes us trackside to the Gold Coast Railroad Museum.
On the first Saturday of every month, people all over South Florida are encouraged to come all aboard to the Miami Gold Coast Railroad Museum. Located away across from Zoo Miami, the museum has been operating for more than 60 years. There's more than meets the eye, however, as the history of locomotion and its novelties are put on full display.
On a sunny Florida Saturday, family and friends and train enthusiasts alike to check out the many exhibits of the Miami Gold Coast Railroad Museum. The conception for the museum dates back to 1956, as William J. Godfrey wanted to take advantage of empty railroad tracks to operate a steam engine.
This first Saturday, for example, we have AV Club from the Miami-Dade County Library showing 16mm films inside of one of the rail cars. And for the next one, we're going to be having World War II reenactors throughout our entire station, soldiers at the station. So to answer that, I would say just by getting more and more novel uses of the incredible land that we've been giving and the incredible rail cars that we preserve is how we gain exposure for these types of events.
The museum painstakingly preserves and showcases 3 different types of trains: a standout locomotive, being a presidential Pullman passenger car, or several past presidents travel with.
Oh, for younger generations, I think a lot of it is just learning about the history, learning about what our forefathers and parents went through and how things were a little bit harder for them and how easy it is now, so we can be more appreciative.
So as we pull into the station, this concludes our time here at the Miami Gold Coast Railroad Museum. The first free Saturday of every month is a good time to either brush up on your railroad memorabilia or a fun and educational family day with the kids. I'm Michael Lugo Bonet, reporting for Caplin News.
And 2 sports stars reach a milestone in their careers.
Only 2? Come on now. But that's still ahead, and so is this story.
I would describe this moment as one of my favorite moments in my life.
How the change of season can bring more than just a change in the environment. Newsbreak will be back in just 2 minutes.
really use a new tablet. I just don't have the money.
Let me ask you something. Do you have a Pell Grant?
Yes.
You do know you can get a free tablet, right?
Did you say free?
Yeah, free. It's simple. And the application is done in the store.
I could really use a tablet.
Get one. Another satisfied customer. Stop by PantherTech in the Graham Center at FIU MMC today to speak with one of our associates to get your free tablet.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life. But how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have something called prediabetes. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
The seasons are shifting and leaves are beginning to drift from the trees. For many South Floridians, a change of season means a brief and slight drop in temperatures, so for some, seeing fall foliage is a first, and for one intern in DC, that first look meant way more than a change in season.
I'm so excited to see this because our DC Bureau reporter Ivana Hluski shows us how these moments can mean more than forecasts.
I want to show you the difference between Florida and DC right now. Different, right? Well, I spoke to one intern and she tells me the shift in season is reflecting her very own chapters in life.
Leaves changing, colder mornings, fall in Washington, D.C. has a different meaning for those experiencing it for the first time. Sofia Giraldo moved to the nation's capital 3 months ago for a congressional internship.
What brought me to Washington, D.C. Was to first gain first-hand experience in politics because Washington is a city where everything happens and I wanted to be part of that.
Back home in Colombia and later in Miami, she had only seen fall in movies, but one afternoon outside the U.S. Capitol, that changed.
I would describe this moment as one of my favorite moments in my life. It was shocking for me because in Florida there's no fall. So when I stepped out from my office, I saw the leaves changing in the Capitol, surrounding the Capitol, and I thought it was beautiful.
For her, the season didn't just mean colder temperatures, it mirrored her own transitions, living alone, adapting, and learning who she's becoming in a new city.
This season symbolizes in my life a new chapter of my life because I think being in DC was one of my dreams and being fall in DC was even more.
She's reminded that change can be unfamiliar, but also meaningful.
When you leave a country or a city, you have to leave a lot of versions of yourself you knew in that moment that are not going to be with you in this one. But at the same time, they help you to be the person you are right now.
In Washington, D.C., I'm Ivana Hluski, Caplin News.
A historic moment on the ice last night. What a victory for the Florida Panthers against the Washington Capitals. The Panthers hosted the Capitals last night in a challenging game where they took an incredible victory home. Seth Jones with Evan Rodriguez both scored their 100th goal. That was the record setter of the night. But all eyes were on Brad Marchand, who reached his 1,000th career point, making him the 102nd player in NHL history to reach the milestone. The final score was Panthers 6, Washington 3. The Panthers will stay home to play against the Tampa Bay Lightning on Saturday at 5 p.m.
Some more exciting. Shohei Ohtani is once again the National League MVP, and once again, it wasn't even close. Ohtani swept all 30 first-place votes after a monster two-way season, crushing 55 home runs and posting a 2.87 ERA in his return to the mound while leading the Dodgers to back-to-back titles. Kyle Schwarber and Juan Soto finished behind him, but no one was even close. And of course, just to note, since 2021, the only player to be close to Ohtani in WAR has been, of course, Aaron Judge. He also won MVP this year, so Ohtani may be the unanimous pick, but Judge is still my MVP. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
black truck. Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
And that's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Anthony Cruz.
And I'm Nicoletta Spring. Look at this pirate also because it's Field Trip Friday. And today's live studio audience is from Pinecrest Academy South. And as always, thanks for joining us. To get more news anytime at caplinews.fiu.edu.